so that students who are missing the classes will be able to find it out on Facebook as well. The video is live on Facebook. Thank you very much to all those people who have joined us on Facebook. And today we are going to talk about a few things like sentence structures and the 7 C's of communication. But in fact, I have something more important to tell you, and we shall be doing that, if we have time, then only we'll go to the 7 C's. Other than that, we shall be thinking about talking communication only. Sentence structure, sentence types. There are many people, even in their first year of college, second year of college, later on, who have problems with sentence structure, and that is very, very sad. Even students coming out of the convents are facing problems related to this. The other thing is that it's a huge issue. It's a huge issue. If you wish to speak English beautifully, you need to counter this issue. Sentence structure and sentence types. Let us start off with this. There are basically 4 types of sentences: simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. These are basically the 4 types of sentence that you need to understand to construct your sentence properly. First of all, we need to learn how to construct sentences. Then we will understand how to beautify the sentence. That is of paramount importance. Every sentence has these basic structures: a subject and a predicate, right? For example, Anarkali plays tennis, where Anarkali is the subject. In Indian languages we call it the karta, and plays tennis is the these words form the predicate, right? There is a subject in a sentence and a predicate in a sentence. That is how the basic thing works, right? The first category in this is the simple sentence. Let us understand. A simple sentence has one subject and one predicate. It has one subject and one predicate. I hope this is clear, right? This is how a simple sentence is constructed. We went to Popatpur yesterday. We is the subject. Went to Popatpur yesterday is the predicate, right? Subject 1, predicate 1. That is how we form a simple sentence. We are not native speakers of the English language as such, and as a result of our unpreparedness, we sometimes forget about the verb, which is absolutely important. To speak basic English and definitely to speak beautiful English, we need to use the verb. अब जो बात है ना वो वर्ब में ही है, वो जो वर्ब का खेल है, that is the fun part, right? See over here, we went to Popatpur. Here we is the subject. It is a pronoun. Went is the verb and to Popatpur is the object, and went to Popatpur together is the complete predicate, right? As I told you that there's a subject in a sentence, in a simple sentence, only one, and there is a predicate, which is a combination of different words that come after the subject, right? For example, Anarkali plays tennis. This is one subject, Anarkali, and plays tennis is one subject predicate. Now, why do I use these weird, strange, crazy names? I do use these weird, strange and crazy names because you will be able to remember that, recall these things in your mind, right? If I would have given a simple name like, say for an example, John plays tennis, you would have forgotten it straight away. Now, Anarkali is a name which you generally don't forget, right? So that is how. For example, there can be a compound subject as well. Ullu Kumar and Anarkali play tennis, right? Ullu Kumar and Anarkali, they have decided to play tennis, and let us allow them to play tennis, right? Is this understood, this particular part? Are you getting the thing? Great, 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 great. So, in a simple sentence, there is a one subject. So here Anarkali and Ullu Kumar create a single subject and they play tennis, right? If it had been a double subject, it would have sounded like this. Ullu Kumar plays tennis, but Anarkali loves baseball. So that is how it works. A simple sentence with a compound predicate, right? Over here it's a compound subject क्योंकि दो लोग हैं. Ullu Kumar and Anarkali play tennis. Ullu Kumar and Anarkali play tennis and swim. So it is a compound subject and a compound predicate. You know, some people were, I was having a conversation with one of my associates recently, and he was telling me that, sir, you are trying to, rejuvenate your institute into a communication institute, so you should target students from Bengali and Hindi medium schools. I said, you're crazy, man, because even students coming from English medium schools do not know how to speak beautiful English. They need to know. And I don't teach English in my institute. I teach communication in my institute. Are you getting this, Angel? You there, Angel? Right. So that is how it works. That is how it works. It's about the beauty of the language. It's about the beauty of communication, right? So over here, a simple sentence with compound subject is Ullu Kumar and Anarkali played tennis, and a simple sentence with a compound subject and a compound predicate. Compound matlab it's together. Is that Tom and Mary play tennis and swim. इसीलिए मैं ऐसा नाम नहीं देना चाहता, right? Now let's go to compound sentences, right? A compound sentence has more than one part that stand alone. Independent clauses. Now, what is a clause? A clause is a part of a sentence जिसका खुद का, which has a subject and a predicate, right? A subject, verb, object stuff thing. So, in a sentence, there can be one subject, one verb, one object, or one subject and one predicate, या एकाधिक, more than one. So that is how it works. You will understand this. We went to Jhumri Talaiya and most of us danced all night, right? यहाँ पे देखो, we went to Jhumri Talaiya. Forget the second part. We went to Jhumri Talaiya. It has a subject and a predicate. It has a subject, a verb and a predicate. Most of us danced all night. It has a subject, most of us danced, the verb, all night, the object. Yeah, most of us, the subject, danced all night, predicate, right? So this is how you form a compound sentence, right? It is, as we have found out, more than one part that stand alone. मतलब उस sentence में एकाधिक part है, एक से ज़्यादा parts है, which has a subject, verb, object, or which has a subject and a predicate, right? That is how we form a compound sentence. See over here, we went to Jhumri Talaiya, right? We, the subject, went, the verb, to Jhumri Talaiya. It's a prepositional phrase. Don't bug your head with phrase. We will talk about phrase later on, right? And is a coordinating conjunction. दोनों sides को जुड़ता है. It combines the two parts, right? Most of us is the subject, danced is the verb, all night is the object. So that is how you form a compound sentence. I hope this is clear till this much. Is it clear? Yeah. Great. Okay. Use of coordinating conjunctions. It's a subject predicate and which adds the two parts of the sentence, and there is a subject and a predicate. Ullu Kumar swims and Anarkali plays tennis. Now it becomes a compound sentence, right? Because we have a subject and a verb on the top and a subject and a verb on the in the bottom as well. So that is how it works. If you just say Ullu Kumar swims, it's a complete sentence. Anarkali plays tennis, complete sentence. You add it up with and, a coordinating conjunction, and it becomes a single sentence with two independent parts. Now remember one thing, when we talk about independent parts, these parts are not dependent on the other. Over here, Ullu Kumar swims is not dependent on Anarkali plays tennis. And in the same way and vice versa, Anarkali plays tennis is not dependent on Ullu Kumar swims. These are complete and independent sentences, independent clauses, right? These are the words that are coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Thank you to all the people who have joined us on Facebook. Thank you very much. I primarily do it so that my students who have missed the class can go back to it and check that out. But nevertheless, it's always my idea to spread whatever little I know. जो भी थोड़ा बहुत मुझे आता है, I try to spread it out, and that is how it works, you know, because Funsuk Wangdu said that ज्ञान बट रहा है, ले लो. Okay, see, compound sentence, coordinating conjunctions. Ullu Kumar swims and Anarkali plays tennis. यहाँ पे पहला वाला part, Ullu Kumar swims independent and Anarkali plays tennis independent. Both are connected by the coordinating conjunction and, right? Comma before and in compound sentences. This is the second part that we are talking about, and we can talk about that later on because somebody is trying to join. And anyways, so these are the words that are called conjunctive adverbs. These are also used. What did I say? Right? I am late, however, I shall reach on time. जब हम लोग ऐसी बातें करते हैं ना, I am late, however, I shall reach on time. It sounds beautiful. But in normal circumstances, what do we say? I am late, but I'll reach early. I mean, I'll reach on time. So when you replace but with however, it becomes a beautiful sentence. My objective is not to teach you English. Many of you know that. My objective is to teach you English that sounds beautiful in the ears of the listener, right? We are at the station, therefore we are ready to board the train. In here, therefore is used as atah, right? So that is how it sounds well. When you speak in Hindi and you use atah, it becomes beautiful. So that is how the objective or the idea works, right? Popat is handsome, moreover, मतलब उसके ऊपर, he is rich. Normal circumstances में हम लोग क्या कह देते? Popat is handsome, but he is rich too. So when you are using moreover, people, it becomes sweet, it becomes smart, it becomes handsome. That is how a beautiful idea works. That is how you speak language beautifully. Popat is handsome, moreover he is rich, right? यहाँ पे आप semicolon अगर दे रहे, right, before the conjunctive adverb and comma after the conjunctive adverb, that is also acceptable, right? Now what is conjunctive adverb and stuff like that, you don't need to bug your heads over it. You have understood the structure of the sentence enough for that, right? Conjunctive adverbs, beg your pardon, indicate a connection between two independent clauses in one sentence, right? ये दोनों ideas को link करता है, right? And these are the examples. See, these are beautiful words, right, which I have downloaded from Lingua Press. Addition, additionally, also, furthermore, moreover, consequently, accordingly. These are wonderful words that you can use in day-to-day English, right? Alternatively, similarly, likewise, if not, nevertheless, otherwise, conversely इनका मतलब है contrast, right? Emphasis, certainly, definitely, indeed, of course, naturally, that is, notably, namely, for instance, for example. I would be overjoyed if you take a screenshot of this and use it in your day-to-day conversation as well as in your exam papers, etc. Has anyone done that? Anyways, conjunctive, great. Conjunctive adverbs are sometimes called floating adverbs. You know, they can be put at the front, in the middle, and at the end of the clause as well. मैं दिखा दूंगा. Popat is handsome, moreover he is rich. Popat is handsome, he is moreover rich. Popat is handsome, he is rich moreover. So देखो, you know, you are like playing with the words. If I, as a teacher of language and literature, am not able to tell you this beautiful part of the English language where you can just play with words and create something beautiful, I shall fail. So that is where it works. I'll tell you what, people, you know, we think that our grades will give us a great career. Bullshit. Your grades will never give you a good career. Your grades are just 10% of the story. The rest of the path is communication. I have always suggested people just pass the exams, go for 80-90 and concentrate on becoming a better communicator. That is skill in the modern world. If you become a doctor, an engineer, or a marketing expert, whatever, this is where you become successful. Would you like to go to a doctor who just tells you about your diseases, gives the medicine and goes back, and you go back? No. You would love a doctor who would smile at you and say, hello, how are you doing today? That's the trick, man. That is how success is crafted. Right? Semicolon. If the relationship between the ideas in the main clauses is very close and obvious without a conjunction, आप semicolon का भी use कर सकते हैं conjunction के जगह पर. Right? देखो यहाँ. Ullu Kumar has benefited from his exercise program. Therefore, he is slim and energetic. So, therefore के बजाय you can use the semicolon as well. Now, how do you make a semicolon evident in a speech? That is also very interesting. बिना semicolon का use किए, मतलब semicolon का use कर रहा है, that is shown in writing, right? But how do you use it in a sentence when you are speaking, right? It sounds like this. Ullu Kumar has benefited from his exercise program. He is slim and energetic. तो semicolon के पहले वाला जो line है, you speak it in a different tone with a different modulation. Second part with a different modulation. That separates the idea. Now a complex sentence. A complex sentence has two parts. One part stands alone, independent clause, and the other part depends on the first part, right? Say for an example, since my friend and I wanted to have fun, we went to Lungipur yesterday, right? See over here. Since we wanted to have fun, ये जो part है ना, you cannot use that alone. It is not, definitely not a complete sentence. The second part is a complete sentence. It is a complete clause. We went to Lungipur yesterday. So that is how a complex sentence works, right? Where you have two parts, okay, but unlike compound sentences, these two parts are not always independent. The first part or the second part might be independent and the other part is dependent on the second part, right? So that is how it works, right? Just say for an example, we use even though as a linker. How does it works? How does it work? Sorry. Andalal is popular. Weird names, man. I am weird. Andalal is popular even though he is ugly, right? This is how it becomes a complex sentence, right? But over here, it is an exception in a sense that both the parts are complete in each other, right? This is something which is called subordinating conjunctions. These are very, very beautiful words which can be used in your day-to-day affairs. For example, since I am early today, I can concentrate on some extra work. तो हम लोग क्या कहते हैं? I am early today, so I'll concentrate on some extra work. Right? It becomes beautiful with the word since. Right? Hurry up, lest you might be late. That's how it's used. That's how it becomes beautiful. That's how it becomes smart and handsome. Right? The most common subordinating conjunctions are after, although, as, because, before, how, etc., etc., etc. I'll be sending you this to all of you, right, once I finish teaching this in the other classes as well, right? Say for an example, Andalal is popular even though he is ugly. Even though Andalal is ugly, he is popular. So the first clause is dependent, the second clause is independent. तो अगर आप किसी को कहते हैं even though Andalal is ugly, doesn't make a sense, man. He is popular makes a sense. So a subordinating conjunction combines two parts of the sentence and it becomes beautiful. That's how the whole idea works. Compound complex sentence. I have already bugged your head over this, so I'll not get into this. Students of my the classes of the general classes can safely leave if you want to leave. Otherwise, आप लोग का exam, your exams are not like knocking at the door. If it is not, you can stay back, right? Is it understandable till now? Students, these parts, we have gone through this, right? We have gone through, great. We have gone through this. So what was the objective? The objective was to make you understand this is the beauty of the sentence, right? There are thousands of topics in English grammar. You don't need to know everything. For that I am here. I'll be finding out and going through everything and providing you a crux of the whole thing. What happens in a nutshell, right? See, what did we learn? A simple sentence. What did we learn? A simple sentence is something which has one subject and one predicate. We went to Popatpur yesterday. We, the subject, went to Popatpur yesterday, the object, right? Compound sentence. It has two parts which are independent, right? We went to Jhumri Talaiya and most of us danced all night. The first part, we went to Jhumri Talaiya, independent. Most of us danced all night, independent. They are connected with a linker, right? This is how it works. A coordinating conjunction in most of the cases. But when we talk about complex sentences, just a second. When we talk about complex sentences, it has two parts. One which is independent and another one that is not independent. For example, since we wanted to have fun, we went to Lungipur yesterday. So the second one, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, we went to Lungipur yesterday, is independent, whereas the first one is definitely not. It is dependent on the second part, right? But why do I say so? Why do you need to understand these sentences? Because once you understand that, you will be using these things, right? And once you are using these things, give me a moment, I'll show you. Once you are using these things, it becomes beautiful. The whole idea of the language becomes beautiful. I would like to repeat once again that my objective is not to teach you English. My objective is to teach you beautiful, sweet and smart communication. We'll get back to this, but let me show you something which I would very likely show you. This is what is my chart of effective communication. हम लोग सोचते what the hell is communication? I can communicate properly. You know, over this 3 years and all my life before that, but especially in these 3 years, I have learnt how important is communication in our lives. Or shayad I have not been, probably I have not been able to, tell it to the others in a way so that they give importance to communication. It is absolutely important. in your everyday life as well as in your career. It's quick in problem solving. It's effective in strong decision making. It makes you more productive. It increases and makes your workflow consistent. It results in strong business relation. Can you just shut the door, please? It results in better control, where you can control your situations. You can control your conversations. It gives you a better professional image. Better response from all stakeholders. आपके साथ जुड़े हुए सारे लोगों का responses better हो जाता है. And it helps in problem solving. Students, if you are listening to this carefully, listen to me. Communication is the root that creates the tree of your beautiful life and successful life. It is absolutely important, from the way you look at the people, your smiles, your dress, the perfumes that you use, the shoes that you wear, the dress that you wear, the color combination, the steps that you make when you walk, when you sit, the posture, the gestures, the eye movement, the way you look at people, the angle of looking, everything comes into play. और अगर आपने ये सारा चीजें master कर लिया, you are already a successful human being. I'm not saying you are a rich human being and you are a famous human being, right? My idea of success is different from the general idea of success that this world knows. So this is how it works. Effective communication, right? Have I been able to make you understand this? Absolutely. And it's not about the presentation part also, Angel. It's about a combination of the whole thing, which I personally believe that is very important in every moment. I mean, at every moment of your life, you need this, right? In the communication class, my students had gone through this picture, beautiful picture. These are the 7 C's of communication, which I repeatedly tell my students, repeatedly, without fail. And I reiterate this, I say it again and again, right? Your communication must be complete and inadequate. Aapka receiver should not be guessing, right? Because this results in misunderstanding and delayed actions, right? Every person should be provided with all the facts and figures. जिसके साथ भी आप बात कर रहे हैं, they should be provided with all the facts and figures, right? Number 1 is completeness. Number 2, conciseness. ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं. There are many people in this world, who are crazy about going on talking, right? But I always have believed that, the main idea of going through this is that you need to use minimum results, and as a result of that, the maximum impact should be generated. The minimum words and the maximum results, they are absolutely important, right? So that is absolutely to be understood, right? Am I understood with this? Less words, more result. Very much needed. Got it? Please do not go on speaking. Am I heard? Right. Clarity. Make your ideas clear. Clarity means getting your message across so the receiver will understand what you are trying to convey. You want that person to interpret your words with the same meaning which you have in your mind. But, parantu, there is not a single word in this, single language in this world which might help you to do so. Right? There is not a single language that can make you transfer your ideas as they are in your mind. You can just go nearer, right? Use familiar words, short words, conversational words, effective sentences and paragraphs, listenability, words that are beautiful to listen. Use illustrations, visual aids जैसे कि मैं कर रहा हूँ अभी, right? Next one is correctness. When you lie, 7 out of 10 people will understand that. Mark my words. When you lie, 7 out of 10 people will understand that if you are not a wonderful actor. If you are a wonderful performer, okay. But if you are not, 7 out of 10 people will detect your lie. If you are a wonderful actor, then also a few people will detect your lie, and that is why please say the truth. If you are of the faith belief that you don't need to say the truth and then also your work will be done, you are wrong. A truth can achieve greater results than a lie. Be correct. Considerate. Respect the person. The person who is listening to you is more important than you. His ideas or her ideas, her point of view, her likings and dislikings, these are more important than yours. Remember the fishing formula. When you go for fishing, you think about the fish. That is why you don't feed mutton biryani to the fish and you feed worms. In the same way, when you're talking to the person, forget about the I. You should preferably use we, and more importantly, and in a perfect scenario, you should use you. That means you should give importance to you. Most importance to you, less importance to we, and I has the least importance. Consideration is absolutely important if you want to focus on the listener. So focus on you instead of I and we, right? And understand that person, speak accordingly. Finally, courtesy, respectful communication with whoever you are communicating, even if it is the grocery shop wala in your locality, a person you are calling up to place an order, the Zomato delivery man, whatever it is, be courteous, full of courtesy. You never know how the cycle of karma works. You never know how the good things that you have done will come back to you. I have seen these things happen in my life, that every single good work that you do comes back to you in 1,000 different ways. Mark my words, if you have ever heard a single truth in this world, this is the greatest of all, that even if you have done a single good thing, it comes back to you in 1,000 different ways. That is why in a communication, it's very important to be courteous, right? And concrete. Hawa mein baat mat kijiye, right? You should not say things like, I was thinking about, you must know that, like, these are not the words. You should say, what I'm talking about is that we need to buy a phone that works properly, has a great battery life, and has all the features. I need a phone which is like nice. What the hell, man? Nice means what? वो आपको फोन का बक्सा दे देगा, बोलेगा this is also nice, this looks nice. And it turns out to be a, kind of a guava instead of an apple. So how does it work? Concrete, right? And believe one thing, have faith in what I say right now, that communication is love, communication is magic. In my communication classes, I say this as a sacred mantra, and this is what it is. Communication is magic and communication is love. But if I should add one thing in this, you know what it should be? Communication is, what is that? What did I add? Communication is smartness. Yes. And And you know, your whole body, and if you're on the telephone, your whole voice becomes a part of this. जो आप पहन रहे हैं, the perfumes that you use, as I said, the accessories that you use, and every single thing is a part of that, ladies and gentlemen. Right? It's a part of that. Every single thing, your nails as well. So it's a combination of a myriad things, of varied things, but believe me when I say that you cannot be successful if you are not communicating in the best possible way, because that radiates something which is called glory, energy, peace. Why did I use the silence? I used the silence to tell you that thank you very much for joining in my class, and you people are wonderful who have joined, and I hope that you have learned something today, and I hope that you will be taking back that in your mind and trying to, try to do something that is very, very productive in your lives. I shall be downloading the whole thing and sending it to you as well, so that you can use it for your later work. Believe me, in the Western countries where people are more productive, sometimes more productive, now we are also catching up pace and we are ahead of them in certain cases. They give a lot of importance to communication, and the reason being that they know how effective it is. It is an atom bomb in your hand, a good atom bomb, right, which can destroy your negativity and project something which is a complete human being. Thank you very much for joining in, all of you, and thank you very much to all the people on Facebook who have joined us. God bless you, and communicate well, because communication is magic, communication is love, and communication is power. Thank you very much. Yeah, good evening, good evening. Sanjana, what happened to Priyanka? Yeah, thank you, Soni. Thank you. What happened to Priyanka, Sanjana? Thank you, Manu. She's not. Right. Okay, other people, thank you. My students of different classes, thank you, Moni. Thank you, other people. God bless you. And yeah, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. Yeah, you're most welcome. And we shall be, I'll be saving this so that I can send that to you. You'll find that on my YouTube, channel. Thank you. God bless.